Cheers everybody, good morning. My coffee isn't even cold yet, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And as if I could fall asleep through that music. If that's not going to wake you up, I don't know what's going to make you up. Wow, Michael, 2 weeks in a row, you're up early. What is going on? Hey everyone, I hope you're all well. Oh, that was a bang with my bracelet thing on the table. That was rather loud, sorry about that. Dale's here, hello. Yeah, I was going to fall asleep at my desk just then. So I thought I'd get the show on the road. Well, lots of Aussies here early this morning. Graham piped in before, said hello. Well before start time. Thanks everyone. Hi. I have, hey Peter, I got some news to share, not my news, but I'm gonna, it's someone else's news, some sad news. Just hold on, I need to find where I put it. Okay, so let me just switch screens. Before I do, I have to, I should have asked this a long time ago. So, Beata, well, is it pronounced Beata or Beta? I apologize if I've been butchering your name forever. Really bad. I'm pretty sure I heard the pronunciation from one of Scott's deep dives, and so I just copied the way other people were saying it, or the way he was saying it, but I don't know if I've got that your pronunciation right. So I apologize in advance if I got it wrong. Beata, okay, good. Whew. Now I don't feel like such an idiot. By the way, I should just say, before I jump into that, Dutch Tourist just wrote, hey, he wrote, plonk, hey all you fans, lurking's allowed, but don't be shy, come in to say hi in the chat. We try to keep things in English. I don't even speak good English, gooder English, proper English. Sean tries hard as well, yeah. And please don't be afraid to make mistakes. So, I agree, say hi if you've not said hi, if you're in the chat. But also, like, don't be afraid of making mistakes. I make about 1,000 a day. Often the same mistake multiple times. So yeah, don't ever be afraid of making mistakes. Definitely on one of my streams. Yeah, you'll be right at home. Okay, so Beata messaged on my Discord, I think it was yesterday, I've lost all track of time, that their Makerspace in the States went up in flames. Very, very sad. I just wanted to share this. It's sad for many reasons. Obviously, it's it's been around for a long time. This Makerspace, and look at it, it's gutted. Wow. Oh no, look at that. So the whole thing was pretty much destroyed on the weekend. It's super sad because obviously a lot of people won't have access to this Makerspace anymore. Potentially a lot of people relied on it to get things made and done, and even just for the social and the community side, but also just the amount of stuff that must have been just damaged and lost that would have been accrued over, what, more than 10 years. I think you mentioned it was 15 years. So, really sad to hear about it. Think of all that lost makery stuff. And again, I need to reload the page. It must be because of your pizza. Anyway, what I wanted to share though is there is a GoFundMe page for it. I don't want anyone to feel obligated. Please don't feel obligated. But if you feel like it, if you want to, if I'll just put the link to it here. If you, or maybe can pass it on to other people that might be wanting to help out to get them back off the ground again. I'm sure they'd really appreciate it, any level. And you know what, even, I'm assuming this, so please, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But even not financial donations, but donations of stuff that they can use, would have been 15 years next February. God, I can't even read. Next February. Wow, 15 years is a long time. You're very welcome. I'm happy to share this. So yeah, even like if you're in the States or even if you're overseas, like get in touch with, so Beata's on my Discord. Reach out, and if you got equipment you can donate or anything. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's all going, like as in what type of stuff they... Anyway, I'm making assumptions here, but I'm sure any type of help they'd appreciate. It looks like it was a pretty big makerspace. In terms of its like size and the amount of equipment and stuff they had there. Anyway, very sad. Just wanted to mention that. Now, something else that's also sad, that also wasn't caused by fire, but clearly it was caused by me. Somehow, I don't know, I broke my mirrors on my Galvo, on my laser system that's up on, you can't see. You all know my RGB laser. It's over there, you can't see it, sorry. I don't know how. I was moving things around when I was cleaning up in here. I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I cleaned up, tidying, doing some dusting and wiping shell. Well, I don't know what I did, and I snapped the little mirrors off my Galvo. 7 years bad luck. Well, is it really? I didn't shatter the mirror. I didn't break the actual mirror. I just broke them off the Galvo, but they can't really be stuck back on. They can't be glued back on because they've got to be precisely on the right angle and whatever else, right? So for laser mirrors, 21, oh no! Another 21 years of bad luck. Oh! So anyway, I've ordered a new one. Unfortunately, to get the same Galvo, I don't know what happened with the pricing on these things, but to get the same Galvo, I had to buy the whole kit again because I couldn't find a compatible Galvo. The only one I thought that was compatible was twice the price of buying a new kit. The whole, you know, the Galvo with the controller board and the power supply and all that stuff, right? And what I bought was twice the price of what I bought the first time. I don't know why it's all gone up. Like all of the laser stuff, Galvos and everything else, has like massively increased in price. I almost, so this is a 20K, KBBS, whatever they call it. So we can do 20,000 moves per second, whatever it is. I saw a couple there that like there was a 45 and a 50. Oh my, it was so expensive. But I almost, almost pushed the button on the 50 because you could, I mean, it doesn't, you get about 40 out of it. But that would mean that I could get almost twice as fast refresh on it. Anyway, I didn't do it. It was really, really expensive and I really couldn't afford it. And it wasn't compatible with any of the stuff I've got here. It needed a plus or minus 25 volt power supply instead of 15. And my controller board can't take plus or minus 25. It can only take up to plus or minus 20. So it wouldn't have worked with any of my stuff, so I didn't get it. But I got the same one again. But I was really disappointed that broke the mirrors off. Okay, They're the two bits of bad news. I'm pretty sure I'll recover from mine way faster than the Eugene Makerspace will recover. Very sad. Were you able to buy Looney's Galvo? No? Maybe with lower performance. Yeah, his Galvo is also not compatible with mine. There were quite a few Galvos that were cheaper. They were like 10 or 15k. I didn't want to go slower than what I've got. I would have gone faster if I could have found one that was plus or minus 15, but I couldn't. Okay, I'm going to say hi to everyone in the chat that I missed that I didn't do before. I apologise. I said hi to some people. Mrs. England isn't even here, so but I'll say hi anyway. Christian, good morning. Alan, or good evening, whatever. I'm just going to say hi. Alan, hi. Antonio, Dave Harris, and he was looking at the Aura and Aurora. Don't know who Aura is, but maybe she was nice to look at. Graham, good morning. Dutch Taurus, hi. Sid, hello. Emery, hello. Quindor, Intimate Tech, hello. Michael, Yombo Prime. Dale, I said hi to already. Brad, hello. Luminator, hi. Beata, hello again. Peter, David Dessa. Mike, hello Mike. How are you? Have I seen you in the chat for a little while? I don't know. Maybe. Not this early normally though. What's going on with you as well? All the Aussies are in early this morning. Pratik, hello Pratik. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're well. Dishipu, hello. Alex Harvey, hi. Photochromax, John Clayton, hello John. X Micron, hi. And I'm at the end of my scrolling. So that is it. They're all the people that have actually spoken in chat. There could be more people, I don't know. I didn't say hi to 43 people then, did I? No. So there's definitely people lurking. So, on topic to what we're going to do today and talk about today, I want to show you these. Just get that out of the way. Actually, no, I can do it here. It's fine. Yes, I bought 3 of them because it was the only way I could get what I wanted 3 times. And they were pretty reasonably priced. I got a bunch of these PCB drills. They're called PCB drills, but they're little tiny drills from, I think these are 0.3 millimeters all the way up to 1.2 millimeters in size. So they're for doing things like drilling little vias and stuff on a CNC. And so, no, I'm not going to be making my own PCBs. I'm not really interested in doing that. If I was going to be doing that, I'd be getting a machine more dedicated to it. And potentially useful as a toothpick, although I don't know if I'd want to stick metal between my plastic, fine. Anyway, but I'll show you why I'm going to be using these. I'm still waiting for the collets to come. Unfortunately, they use a 1/4 inch collet. Like, who still uses inches? Really? What's wrong with millimeters? Come on, America. So, unfortunately, these are a 1/4 inch, 1/4 or 1/8, whatever they are. I don't have a collet for them. Peter offered to lend me a collet. Peter, I might actually take you up on that. I don't know when my collet's coming, and I really need to solve this problem now that I'm almost got everything else solved. But these are going to be used, you'll see in a moment what I'm going to be using them for. Because 3D printing isn't quite good enough for what I want to do. BG, US, IT, 2, and stones. What? 0 out of 10 dentists recommend shoving metal in between your teeth. Yes, I'm sure it wouldn't shoot pain through your head. Okay, 1/8. I knew it was one of them. It's a 1/8 shaft, so it needs a 1/8 collet. I get that, but why can't it just be in millimeters? In metric like everything else? Collet's conjecture. So, what should I show you that other thing first? So, okay, I'll show you something else quickly first before we get into this. So I was going to do this on my stream today, but I'm not ready for it. I didn't get all the other stuff together I needed. Typical Sion. But for good reasons. I had some orders come through, so I was manufacturing yesterday instead of laser cutting. And that's okay, because I'd rather take orders over wasting acrylic. But I have these PCBs. They're just prototypes. I bet you can't guess what's on that. Yes, it's an RGB LED array. Again, what is with Xeon with this RGB LED arrays? Honestly. But this, well, there's also a footprint for an OMGS3 and USB and some buttons. This is a revival of an old project that is becoming a new project again. An old project that I found in a box that I might have shown on my stream the other week that I found it. I can't remember anymore. I don't know, my brain is mush. Anyway, but this needs a 3D print design and a bunch of acrylic cut to go with it. So I'm going to save this for next week. And yeah, I'm going to hand assemble it, all the LEDs. A word clock. It's not a word clock. No, it's not a word clock. It's an old project of mine that is becoming new again. So that gives it away, really. You just need to look at my YouTube channel for all my old projects that are RGB, and you'll find it. Coffee cup, no, it's not that project. My fake coffee cup warmer. How funny was that? Does anyone remember my fake? I actually found it. It's in pieces though. RGB robot arm. It moves via light. Does everyone remember the little I made that little coffee warmer thing, and it had a button inside it. So when you put the coffee on, it was fake. So it was like it's RGB spinning. When you put the coffee on, it went red and glowing, and it looked like it was heating up the coffee, but it wasn't. Anyway, whatever. I'll stop now. Hey, Wagon Loads. Only 60 minutes late, or you're 14 minutes early than normal. I know. What is going on? Well, technically, the photons did heat it up slightly. No, the photons didn't even make it out of the LED packaging, I don't think. Not much. And they were coming out sideways, so it really didn't, yeah. Hey, Mad Hobbyist. Everyone has to be late sometime. Okay, so let's talk about my OMG S3 Pogo Yo. I'm actually calling it that. I know it's a silly name and whatever, but I'm actually going to call it the Pogo Yo because because I'm a child. Yeah. So let me change to. Nope, that's not where I'm changing to. Yes, let's change to here. So, is that too white? Too bright? That's quite bright, isn't it? Anyway, that's fine because it's the contrast. Yes, I'm immature. Did any of you guess that I was immature? I bet it's a surprise to everyone, isn't it? Admit it, I'm 12. Oh, I'm not even 12. Seriously. Hang on, I need to lock that. Okay, cool. So, these little Pogos, I made a mistake with these Pogos, I have to say. So, well, when I say I made a mistake with them, I've got a lot of...
Alan Madsen says you need a 3D printer more.
No. Well, yeah, okay, anyway. So, I have a lot of experience soldering Pogos, all different size Pogos. SMD-based Pogos, like the ones I use on here. These are SMD Pogos. Or they do, well, they're not. Okay, well, the yes and no. They're through hole, but they're designed, they're actually designed to be soldered at the SMD pad. And then, plus proper SMD ones, and then all different types of Pogos, right? So I've used Pogos on like test jigs and whatever for ages. And these are very small Pogos. So these are like, they're designed to be 1.275 millimeter compatible for these little, tiny little, here you can see, like you can see them there, like that's, and it occurs to me that these might be quite difficult for people to solder. Probably no surprise there. Is that focused? Yep. No surprise that this might be a little bit difficult for people to solder and get straight. And so I decided that I need to make a little helper thing to help everyone be able to solder them up. And there was just, you can't do it on a 3D printer. Like I've tried. Like, I mean, I don't believe there's, unless yes, I can get a much smaller nozzle from my printer, and that might solve it. But you can't get the holes accurate enough to be able to hold the pogos. And the other problem is, if you use a 3D printer, even, I mean, this is just PLA, just for testing, but if you use a 3D printer, use plastic to hold pogos, and then you put them in to your jig, right? And you insert in the jig, and then you solder them. What happens is the pogos melt the plastic, and then you can't get the plastic off. So yeah, that's also a problem, right? Anyway, my plan because I tried, Peter was here the other day when I was trying to do this. I probably went through in the end, about 10 different versions of this adapter, trying to get an adapter that was accurate enough. And it's not. Which is why I've got these coming. Hey KF, welcome to the chat. Which is why I've got these, because I need exactly a 1.1 millimeter hole, and I need 9 on the top, 9 on the bottom, 7 on the side. And so with 3D printing, the accuracy of each hole or of each section isn't enough, right? And then you've got the issue where on the build surface, it's because of the first layer going down, you're out of tolerance completely on the first layer. So my plan is to print a bunch of these, because there's no point seeing them, because that's just too much work, and then using the mill to do all the holes, which is why I've got a bunch of these. And I've got 3 of them, because even though I'm going to be drilling into plastic, and I'll use a different plastic, I won't use PLA. Can't you hold the... No. Absolutely cannot be held in a ZIF socket, because firstly, can you even get a ZIF socket that's 1.27 millimeter pitch look at the pitch. There's no ZIF socket like that. And secondly, the ZIF socket will they have to be held perfectly straight. Yeah, no, there's no other holder you can put these in. I got 3 of these because I know I'll end up breaking at least 1 or 2 drill bits. So, but each packet of these were cheap. They were like $8, free shipping with Amazon next day. So, like, I bought 3 packets, and maybe in the future I'll have different size drills for different things. So that's for the helper, and I still have to solve that. But I also, this is the board. So for those that aren't aware what this is, it's like so this is my test jig adapter. I should get an OMGS3. Let's get an OMGS3. Here is an OMGS3. It's pretty small. Wait, where's my little finger? There's my little finger. It's pretty small. People who have been ordering them and getting them have been contacting me going, yeah, so you said it was small, but I didn't quite understand what you meant by small. Like, it is really small. Or I've just got really fat fingers. I got little hands. We've discussed this before, right? You've seen I've eaten bigger twisty, absolutely. I've got very small hands for a man. I've got 12-year-old hands. Anyway, and look at that. That is just insane. So, and the pads are on the bottom, and the focus is terrible. Come on, focus. The pads are on the bottom. They're not castellated on purpose to save money on doing castellations and stuff, and to allow me to do slightly bigger pads so people can solder onto them. But only my hands are small. I'm staying out of that conversation completely, Dishipu. That is dangerous territory. I'm working on a tip 14 with 36 ball BGA and left on it. Tip 14. So it's a DIP 14 package, but on it is a 36 ball BGA and level shifters. So it's a drop-in something. What is it going to be? What's it going to be, Emery? Can design a couple of pieces with larger holes for alignment and then use another board on top to align. Well, you think you could, but it turns out no. I'll explain why. Okay, I'll get sidetracked. Let me get sidetracked. So, as I was saying, hang on, okay. Sidetracked but not sidetracked. This is my adapter that I use for my test jig, right? Like all my test jigs, like here is the ones for my Nano S3, right? That uses the flexi pins, and then here is one for my tiny S3, right? That uses Pogos, you know, 0.1 inch Pogos, and they're all the same bottom. They all plug into my test jigs, right? So this one here goes on my test jig. Actually, let me grab it. Test jig. Here is a test jig. Bit dirty. Apologise. So it would go in here like that. It's not powered on right now. And the board would go in here. And so this whole plastic section here, you see it's flat on the bottom, is designed to not allow the Pogos to flex to their full level, right? So for wear and tear on a Pogo, if you push a Pogo in its full range enough times, you'll get less life out of the Pogo than if you only push it half. You only need to push it down enough to make contact. So that sits there, and then there's this springy, but it'll only go down a certain amount, so it can't break the Pogo, right? And so it goes there, and that goes like that, and clamped in, and even with some strong pressure, it doesn't matter because the board itself can't get pushed any lower. Excuse me. Okay, so that's what the adapter is, and it needs a clamp. Well, I can use your finger, I guess. So if I move that aside, there's the footprint. That's the same adapter, but without the Pogos, right? Excuse me. Now here's the board for my Pogo Yo, which is using exactly the same footprint in the middle. Exactly the same. And guess what? So who was it asked the question about, can't I use a, here we go, Christian says, can't you use another PCB? Right, so these pin holes, drill holes, are different. Why are they different? It's the same footprint. Because JLC PCB and PCBWay and all of them, they all have a disclaimer on their drill hole size that says drilling will be plus or minus X. Never fear, Cable Tie is here. Yay! Hey Cable Tie. Hey Peter. No worries, I'm really sorry to hear what happened, mate. I only just realised the other day that you're the treasurer there. I'm assuming you're still the treasurer. Yeah, really sorry to hear what happened, and it looks like a total disaster write-off. So I don't know if anything will come of it, but hopefully you might get some people donating some stuff or donating money or whatever, and I hope you guys get back up and running as soon as possible. Right, so JLC have a plus or minus, and their plus or minus is like 20%. Well, actually, their minus is different to their plus. And so there's no guarantee that the drill size you ask for is the drill size you're going to get. And this is a perfect example of these two here, where these holes here are smaller than these holes here. And it's frustrating. And so I can't really rely on ordering a bunch of PCBs and stacking them to allow people to do it. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't work out any cheaper. And then I'd be running out of PCBs and have to get more PCBs, and you know what I mean? Like, if I can solve it through 3D printing and CNCing, whatever, something
Amory
reproducible.
Jacko says the tolerance on the hole size is variable due to the hole plating process.
Well, there's that as well, but the drilling is also, like they stated on their website. So it could be for multiple reasons, right? It could be because the drill bit is worn, so it's producing a different size. Or it could just be that they've got a drill already in there that's very close to this, it's within tolerance of what their plus and minus is, and so rather than doing a drill swap, they'll just run it with that. There's lots of reasons why it could be, right? Exactly. And as Peter said, the drills wear out, tolerances on the drills, and in the, you know, on a larger hole, the difference becomes less of a problem. But on a very small hole where you're trying to keep the pogos perfectly straight, because look, they need to be perfectly straight to line up. They're too close together. Look how close they are. Like, there's very, you know, I can get a piece of paper between them, but I couldn't get a card. I couldn't get like a business card between them. That's how close they are, and that's how close they need to be. And you just can't. I can't rely on PCBs to do that, unfortunately. The bigger tolerances, longer they can use the same drill. The drills have structure. Right, and they do overuse the drills, for sure. 100% they do. Like, I get issues all the time with drill hole sizes. You know, inconsistencies all the time. Even on this, like on the same batch of PCBs. Like if I order like a bunch of 50, often they'll get delivered. Sometimes they'll get delivered like in 50, and sometimes they'll be delivered in 2 lots of 25. And I know that they've been run on different machines for the last stages, like for drilling and stuff. And I can tell because the holes are different sizes on them. You know, I can put headers in one of them and they're pretty good fit, and headers in the other ones and they wobble. So anyway, what tolerance is it when a drill breaks? Well, hopefully they remember to replace it and keep drilling the hole. I don't know. Or do you mean if it breaks and makes the hole bigger? I don't know. All I know is I could do that, but it would take me a lot of iterations on PCBs to get the right size, and that's only good for that order because it could be different the next time. Anyway, so I designed this, and wouldn't be tolerant. Oh, that's a piece of only half the holes drilled because the bit broke halfway through. Oh, really? And they didn't fix them? I've had boards from them where they didn't route sections of my panel out. Like, they're using Imperial. Yeah. Bloody America. Sorry. But really, like, get onto metric, America. I'm distracted. So, these pogos are also designed to sit flush on the bottom. So I can feel the solder here a little bit because obviously it's little bits of solder, but the legs on the pogos were specifically designed to be only 1 millimeter. You can't even see them. 1 millimeter long. So when you put them in a PCB, they don't stick through. That was by design. But that makes them hard to solder and hard to keep straight. So these were custom-made PCBs for those that, Pogos, for those that aren't aware. I mentioned it on a previous stream. I got these actually custom designed and manufactured for me. So they are solderable and they do line up with a jig or with some skills. And then, of course, I needed a protection thing for it. And there's a spot for headers on the side, whether female headers or male headers, pointing down, pointing up. I don't know how people are going to want to use this. It's really designed to be a programming jig for the OMGS3. So for people that want to program them and test and develop on them before they put them onto another board, or before they put them into their project, like solder wires to it for whatever, it's pretty much what this is for, right? It's not a carrier board. I do have carrier boards. Where's my carrier? Is it my carrier? Nope. I don't know where I put my carrier PCBs. A carrier is different. A carrier is designed to have the OMGS3 soldered to it permanently, right? So anyway, I needed a base for it because there could be pins sticking down the bottom, and I wanted to be able to sit flush on a table. So there's a base that goes in there, and that protects the pins at the bottom. And then there's this. I'm not going to push it all the way in because there's a snap fit. It does come off again, but I don't want to break it. That snap fits into the posts which gives you kind of like this, except the clamp. There's no clamp. So, I'm going to have to push this together. Okay. Right, so you could technically just put it there and hold it when you're flashing it. You can. But, I mean, you know, your finger and, you know, static and, you know, conductivity and stuff. Maybe not a great way of doing it. What 3D printer? I've got an X1 carbon, a bamboo X1 carbon, which has had a lot of parts replaced in it, unfortunately. Typical Xeon, you know, always gets the lemon of the crop. I've printed a lot with it, right? Great printer, great quality printer in terms of what it can print, absolutely. I'm very happy I got one, but I've had a couple of unreasonable issues with it. And eventually Bamboo have always come through in terms of, you know, well, sometimes replacing the parts, but they're very slow in doing so. And it's often quicker for me to just buy the part myself and get it in and get it fixed, and whatever. But it's never been printing perfect since the last issue I had. I had to pull pretty much half the printer apart to replace a cable that goes to the sensors on the bottom that does the vibration and leveling. And unfortunately, so most people won't even realize, but I think that the current X1 carbon they sell is their third or their fourth revision. It looks exactly the same, but internally in the way it's all constructed is quite different. So even some of the guides for replacing some of these parts have guides for, if your thing looks like this, use this guide. If it looks like this, use this guide. And so mine is one of the first revisions of the printer, and I had to literally pull everything apart at the back and underneath to replace this cable, because they routed it through a section where you couldn't pull it through without removing everything. They have since then changed that design to allow replacing parts to be much easier and quicker. I'm pretty sure I've done some other tolerance damage or whatever to it in trying to replace this one cable. So, I don't know. But look, I would buy another for sure. It's very short. What? It's very short 100. Wait, what? I'm slaying towards the NX1 to replace my highly modified Ender 3. No, the Bamboo printers are really, really great. Bamboo Slicer on the Mac crashes a little bit, and it's got some interface weirdness. Sometimes clicking on things doesn't click properly, but overall, you know, it's based on Prusa Slicer. It's a good slicer, and the pooping is out of it is really frustrating. I don't mind so much about the amount of wastage with the pooping, but I do mind how long it takes to switch on the AMS. I don't do a lot of multi-color printing, but I do a lot of multi-material printing. I print a lot of stuff where I'll use, like I print in PLA and I will use PETG as the support material, the interface material, not the whole support, just the interface, which means it's really easy to pull the support out, right? Like for a lot of my stuff, like my RGB, so my RGB touch case, which is this, has these pockets in here. I'm not sure if you can even see. It has these pockets inside here where for a battery and a speaker. And so this prints flat, and this all here, if I just use the same material for supports in here, I'd never get it out. Or if I got it out, it would wreck the surfaces. So I do a multi-material mix. And it works fantastic, but it almost doubles the print time. So if I had lots of money, which I don't, I would get a Prusa XL purely for the multi-head, multi-material printing. But otherwise, you can't beat the X1 carbon. You can't beat it. Like, it's fully enclosed, hardened seal nozzle. You can do all the filament types, and it does multi-material, multi-color. And honestly, it's like, you know, I don't know what it is in America. Like here, like $2,200 for a fully kitted out X1 carbon, and I think the quote for the Prusa XL just with 2 heads enclosed was going to cost me $7,000. Prusa XL is really cool, but way expensive, way expensive. But Johnny loves his, he does, and everyone I know who's got them loves them. I also love how fast the X1 carbon is, like really good. Anyway, hey, I love Scotch. Yeah, yeah, you know, you can go out and buy a Porsche and get a lemon as well, right? It's just whatever. Like I've had issues with mine. I had issue in the first week. The hub on the back of the AMS died. You know, on the back of the machine, and like on a firmware update, it died, and they had to replace that. And since then, I've had to replace it again. So I've had the hub at the back die twice. And I've had to replace the hot end once, and the feed system, and I've had to replace 2 of the sensors on the bottom, the leveling, the piezo sensors, and the cable, and the controller board for it, plus other stuff like. I've had to replace 2 boards inside my AMS that for whatever reason have just blown. So anyway, right, 4K US. So just the shipping alone for me to bring it from wherever to here is $600 US just for the shipping. Right, so I'm talking about Aussie dollars, right? 2,200 for the X1 carbon Aussie dollars, and about 7,000 Aussie dollars for the Prusa XL. So, and honestly, I don't like the XL's case solution. I definitely don't want to spend a day and a half assembling the case myself, and it looks really bulky and complicated. The X1 carbons, like, I'm really keen to see what they do next. I know they went all smaller. I'm hoping they'll go a level up. I really think they might go multi-tool. I hope they go multi-tool. I've actually been looking at the 2-head, what are they called? The ones that can print at the same time, the IDX ones. I almost ordered an IDX printer recently. What is the similarity between a high voltage pole and lady's leg? The tension increase. Okay. Yeah, an IDX2. Because an IDX2 is interesting for me for multi-material or for doing multiple prints at the same time, from a speed point of view. Anyway, definitely go on X1 carbon, for sure. Johnny's the expert. So I'm just reading back. If I missed anything. Yeah, what I have found though is on my X1 carbon is unless it's a really small print in the middle, if I'm doing like a print this size, right, I have to level the bed every time I run it. When the build plate is so magnetic, the way it holds it on, which is great, that you can't not flex the whole bed taking it off. It's really hard to not flex it. And I found that it doesn't take a lot of flex on it to cause it to become unlevel, and you need to then level it again. And that whole process, so like printing one of these it takes 4.5 minutes to print this. Sorry. It takes 4.5 minutes to print this, but it's an 11-minute print job. So it takes 7 minutes, and this is without bed leveling. It takes 7 minutes just to do all the stuff it needs to do to start it up before it actually starts printing this piece. So that part's slow. I reckon they could really speed that process up a lot. Anyway, so back onto the reason of this stream is I want to design a 3D printed clamp for this. So like maybe, so redesign the base and have something that sticks out and and I want to see if I can build a clamp that works off elastic bands. So it's got some spring and tension, but through elastic bands. So it can be printed by other people if they want to. And so my plan with this, by the way, is to have the design files online for those that want to make it themselves. There's already the carrier board design files are online already. The KiCad files. I'll put this online, but I also want to put these in my store. So for people that want to, if they order some OMGS3s and they want to be able to flash them with Pogos like this, or work on them with Pogos, that they can buy it. And I want to make sure that in the kit they get everything they need to do it, right? Right, so my concern is that will I end up just flinging them across the room, or will I, you know, snap elastic bands into people's faces? Right, that's the thing. That's what happens with the X1 carbon as well, in my opinion, right? But I'm always in a hurry to get the print off. Like, I get a print done, I want it, I want to use it. So if you let it cool down naturally, then I use the textured PEI sheet. You can literally just grab the piece and move it off once it's cool. So if you do that, you never have to re-level the bed. That's fine. Like, it's perfect every time. But I don't want to wait half an hour or 20 minutes for it to cool down, right? I want to, you know, I've been waiting however many hours for the print. Give me the print already, right? So I'll take the bed off, give it some flex, which you can see the whole thing tensions and moves. But anyway. Hey Matt, how you doing? Good morning. Put it at an angle and then clip down the other side. You put what? And then clamp and clip in the 3D print. Well, I want to do the clamp as part of the 3D print, yes. Something that attaches to the side here, like sticks up and then levers down and up, like you can lift it up and down. But it's got to have some tension on it to hold it. For a lip on one side and a springy latch on the other. Spring on. Yeah, it can't be, okay. It's got to be something that holds it, that in the middle, that pushes it in the middle at this end. It can't be a clip that clamps it on. Well, I guess it can be, but you don't want to damage the parts on the board, right? A clip on one's, I don't understand, you have to draw it for me. A lip on one's, I don't know what you mean by a lip on one side and a springy latch on the other. I don't want to lock it in place. I don't want to latch. And you want to be able to see it. I don't want to cover it. There's an RGB LED right there that people might want to be able to see while they're working. And there's a power LED there as well.
Captain Kirk says, do they make a Pogo version of DuPont headers?
Of DuPont headers. I have no idea. But they're the wrong pitch for what I'm doing. A clip with a rubber nipple underneath. Right, so I want to make this easily reproducible. So let me go to here and here. So here is my 3D model of my board. Where's my browser gone? Show browser. There we go. So this is the top. For some reason, my model for the Pogos didn't come through, which is weird. And the bottom, the board. So I didn't actually bring in. I should bring in my upload. Select files. And let's go to 3D models, OMGS3 step, upload. Okay, so I can put the actual OMGS3 in there. Maybe just order resin prints of what though? Posted the image in Discord. Okay. That's interesting. Let me just bring it up so other people can see. So Chibu did this. Great drawing though. Very clear to understand. So, well, firstly, this clip here can't really work. There's an antenna there. So the clip would have to be very narrow. Let me get the board in so we can see. Oh my god, did I load? I loaded the wrong. I loaded the OMG USB. Did I? Yes. Whoops. I meant to load this. Let's try that again. Upload. It have to be narrow and it'll be on the corner over here. But okay, that might work. But that would also could potentially break very easily, right? I mean that the amount of springy here, yeah, I think that's going to snap very easily. But that could be hinged. That could be a hinge that clicks on. Not a mistake, just a happy accident. Well, it's just they both start with OMG, so you know. You know. What can I tell you? Insert into current design. Tick tock, tick tock. Top. Out there. Oop. Really? Rotate. Thank you. Is that too low? Oh, that's about right. Okay. So let's put it there. So the lip would have to be here, right? There's components here. So it's got to stay well clear of this area here. And the pogos are at this end. So this is the end it needs support on. So yes, there could technically be a lip here, but not really, because you can't get the board in on an angle. So let me show you. Back to here. So if you look at the pogos, if you push the board in on an angle, you're going to wreck the pogos. And to have this side here higher, this edge here higher, to get these in under the pogo, when you pull it down, you won't have enough flex at this end to make contact. Like the amount of tolerance we're talking about would have to be less than 0.5 millimeter. And you'll end up just damaging the pogos. These are really small, sensitive pogos. Right, it would need to go in this way and then clamp onto there But then this end here can only have a small little lip on the corner. I don't want to make a ZIF version of anything. Why is it a ZIF? It's nothing to do with ZIF, Wagon Loads. This is in... explain to me your obsession with ZIF and how that applies here. There are no pins. There's nothing to go into a ZIF socket. These are Pogos for pads. For SMD pads. Right, so if it clicked in that side, right, and then here, and then there was something that clipped over here. Okay, so what's if we did... Okay, so... Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Let's go to here. Okay, so I'm going to copy... Let's get rid of that. I'm going to copy the top. Paste it, because I'm going to destroy it. So this bit here, we want a... create a sketch. I don't care about what I'm going to do with the project. Like, okay, so maybe if we go on an angle, we'll get a lot more force to hold it down. No, we probably need to finish that so I can lift. Just want to lift just this section for the moment. Okay. So that and that. I don't know. So 2 millimeters there, right? So it would go in to the corner and come down, right? That's where we lock that corner in. It might not be down low enough, but we'll see. And then on this side, if we had something that rotated from here, that rotated in somehow, I still don't know how it would clamp down. It can't. I don't think it can be a pressure like you had it. I think it'd be too brittle. It'd break off too easy. But if we had a U-clamp from the top, yeah, that would eventually wear out though, right? And there's also LEDs here that you're gonna not... I mean, yeah, it could just be a clip over the top. Could be a slide-on clip. If it's a slide-on, then it will wear out less, maybe. But I wouldn't want to have to scrape it along the parts. I think I'd prefer if it was up or down. A heavy weight. You can get an elephant to sit on it. Hey, Tinkering Tech. An iron ingot, a gold ingot. No, like a gold bar. You have to put a gold bar, gold bullion bar on top to hold it in place. So every Pogo Yo that you buy off me is like $1 million. It's like $3 for the Pogo Yo, and the rest is for the gold bullion that you need to stick on top of it to hold it in place. Is gold conductive that way? Like if you got it would have high resistance. If you had why am I even talking about this? Okay, so the easiest thing would be if there was just a clamp, right? So let me just do this. Create from sketch, yes. So if there was a clamp that So it went from there. It would need to be, it'd have to have a bit of girth on it. Girth. What a word. Who invented that word, really? 3.3, 9, 3, 4, 5.4, maybe. And that's that, plus 1.6, so 15, 16.4. 0.4, and then down to there again. Okay. Wait. Yeah. I can't see with that black piece there. I know that's not great, but just for the moment. So if we had a piece that was like that wide, that was actually object, body, that sat like this, so you could still see the LEDs, and you could, I'll make that bigger, and you could still see the RGB LED and the LEDs here, but it would kind of sit on top of everything. Use the PCB clamp to the frame, and pogo pins moved up from underneath the end of the locking arm. Right, but I can't do that in this case. This is not designed, this is not for a test jig. This is a standalone thing that people will just use to put a board in and flash it, or work on it and hold it in place. And with all my test jigs, they're all clamped from the top, and they push the board down. They don't push the pogos up, because I've got a uniform, like a universal adapter for all the test adapters. Yeah, it doesn't need a ZIF style anything. Life in cycling, and wagon loads, a servo to hold it down. Yeah, let's overcomplicate everything with a servo and another microcontroller to run it. No, this is going to be a manual thing. So the problem is sticking like a like, I'm always dubious about stuff like this. $135, like, because they wear out, right? And they also don't print great. 0.8. $45. Looks like an interceptor from Tron. Gold is number 3 for conductivity. No, I know gold is highly conductive. I'm talking about an actual bar of gold, like, you know, like could you get a bar of gold and stick a battery on one end and a LED on the other end? And who would do that? Anyway, so that would then obviously the size of this is wrong. Like, there's no, I've left no tolerance. I know that. I'll fix that in a moment. But there would be a slot down the side of these. Did I go far enough? Probably not. Oh, close. Needs a bit of play. Bit of play, and then fill it back up. Join front. Why can't I see? Did I go too far? Oh, it's the inside? What? Why is that not? Did that not cut on the other side? I must have not clicked it. There we go. Sorry. Jumping around a bit. Try that again. Extrude again. Whatever, doesn't matter. Good enough. Okay, so that would go down and clamp into that, right? Maybe. And what we could do is, to make that easier, I'm just hacking this together badly. I know. Q minus 0.2. That will give us the tolerance and would give us a bit of a guide for it to go down, right? I did a Q. Why is that doing that? Weird. Whatever. My worst fusion design ever. I normally try to make things a bit neater. Whatever. Extract minus 0.2. Okay. So that would allow this to slide up and down. See, we've got a bit of tolerance now. And to lock in. Why not make the channel go all the way to the edge? Because that's what I was saying before. Then you're running the top of this thing over the components to get it in place, which I do not like the idea of. Right? And the other thing I wanted to do, which here is, I want this to be minus point, I don't know, 4. I want a bit more headroom there. I want to, my thought was you'd wrap an elastic band around here, this section here, to give it some springy, so you're not pushing plastic onto the components. Right? If you had an elastic band wrapped around to give it some softness when you're pushing, or a foam sticker or something, you know what I mean? But you can't slide it then. And I don't want to slide, like there's some taller components on here. Hang on, where's the OMG? So if you look at the component, there's some tallish components here. I don't want people sliding along these ICs and potentially wrecking them, you know what I mean? Chipping the corners of them or whatever. So sliding's a bad idea. I thought of sliding originally, but sliding's a bad idea. It's got to come down from the top. But that actually could work. This could work, and it's probably a better solution than what I was thinking of doing before with a clamp levery thing. So I can print this and we can try it. What do you reckon? Should we print it and try it? I think we should. Needs a little handle. What part needs a handle? This thing, a little with a. I don't know about a handle. To remove. Well, you grip it from the side. Going on the side, just a screw, thread insert, and a screw in the handle. I think, you know what it actually needs? It needs, rather than, it needs like this. To be able to grab, well, it actually needs a, why is that 58 degrees? Weird. Which is the extrusion? Is it that one? No. That one, right. So that way you'll have a corner you can lift up. Another ledge.
Super chat!
Fights for the makers! Thanks Matt, appreciate it. That's your third super on live stream. Woohoo! Thank you. This way you can grab the corner of it. Although, yeah, it probably needs some edge, yeah. I think that'll allow you to grab it and unclip it, right?
Super chat!
Why'd you do it twice? Or did he just do it twice? What happened? If it keeps doing it, man, you better check your bank account. That's crazy. Okay, so we've got a clamp, we've got a corner, and I'm hoping that there's enough clearance there. See, I don't think there is. I think it'll need more clearance. I think we need to go 2 millimeters that way and 1.4 that way. Because again, remember, I definitely want to stick an elastic band there, I think. Okay, that might have been too much. Too much. Really, was that not going? Okay. Extrude minus 0.6. Yeah, it might not be enough. If you make it a bit taller and put some foam under the side legs, should have more flex being taller. Yeah, but like I don't have sticky foam, right? Like I want to be able to sell this as a kit where so like I'll have to then go and source foam, like, you know what I mean? And pre-stick it on, because otherwise people might put it on the wrong spot, or you know what I mean? You can always have a block. No, because it's uneven. The components are not. If you look at the components, there's no one place I can stick it to. See the different heights. So I'd rather not have it rely on any particular height in a small section. It said it was your number 3 both times, Matt, so I think it only did it once. Actually, no. I think it did it twice, looking at my dashboard. I'll send you some goodies. Consider you just paid for some goodies. I'll send you some goodies. I think this will work. Okay, let's print this out. It won't take long to print. I hope it won't take long to print. So I don't need a new one of those. So I need that, and I just need 2 parts. Okay. So save as. Go top clampable. Is that even a word? I don't know. And then this one's going to be called Pogo clamp. and save that. Yes, on the side. Yes, I know. Pogo U clamp. Okay, and we get bamboo. Bamboo Studio. You watch it crash on me. Guaranteed. Okay, so hide that one. Top. See, it doesn't click properly sometimes on the Mac. Bit frustrating. Right click. Replace with STL. And wait. Where did I save them to? Oh, whoops. I don't like how it does that. It tries to extract your last place. What? Can you show the Pogo pad side? The Pogo pad side. Well, no, because it's just a... Hang on. There's the Pogo pad side. Is that what you meant? That side of the PCB? Okay, let's find where these files went. I know where they went. They definitely went in the wrong spot. Okay, so I need to put them in... there, OMGS3 in there, and they go in there. Okay, and now oh my god, no, wrong spot. Sion, you're being an idiot. Pogo, where's Pogo adapter? Pogo board, there. Whew. Come on, update. Okay, clamp and clampable. So that's the clampable, right? See that one? And then we also need to add the clamp, and that's to sit on its, yeah, not very smart, on its side, and black, slice. Okay, 14 minutes. See, prepare time, 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes. And model printing time is 7 minutes. So it takes longer to prepare than it does to actually do the print. Very frustrating. Anyway, they need to speed that up. I'm not even bed leveling. Okay, send. Let me just check the printer's okay. Yep, I'm gonna IPA it just in case. Okay. So that's on its way. We can watch it, but it's going to do nothing for a little while. There are profiles that drastically reduce prepare time. Are there? Okay, I did not know that. Alaku, if I got that right, thank you for sharing that, and welcome to the chat. Yay. It will do something. So is that in the printer profile? Is it a printer profile? Oh yes, on Maker's World. Is it a filament profile thing, or is it a nozzle profile thing? Anyway, okay, I'll have to have a look. That's awesome. Matt, if you look and you find it, let me know what it is, what they are. Because this, like, it's frustrating. 7 minutes. Actually, I thought it was less time than that. I thought it was like 4.5 minutes. 7.5 minutes to prepare. That's, yeah. Like, and right now, like, you know, just, it's loading the filament. Like, the AMS is not fast. It's quite frustrating. Why did that stop showing? Yeah. Catch you later, Cable Tie. Have a good day at work. Thanks for joining. So, if this works, then I just need to order these PCBs, which I haven't done yet, because I was concerned that I might have to modify the PCB to help hold the clamp, to not have it rely on just the 3D print and a 90-degree angle of what I was originally thinking of doing. So originally I was thinking of having a clamp that would go like this, that would flip both ways with an elastic band. So it would go that way with elastic band and this way, and the elastic band tension would hold it down. So you could go back. Why not print a full tray of them? Well, I'm printing one. I need to see if they work first. If they work, I can print a whole tray. If they don't work, then... Is that what you mean? I'm printing this just PLA, just to try it. But I will print them probably PETG. ASA. So, did you all watch the video from Thomas Sanderlands? I always butcher his name. When he did all the tests on his, I think it was it the second channel? He did all the tests of all the different filaments and all the particulates and stuff. Man, ASA is bad for you. Hey Yazzie, how are you? Good morning. I hope your day is going well. I had a chat with Flynn this morning before I left. He promised me he was going to have a good morning with you. Note, read the comment and stuff. It's modifying the start G code, but the LiDAR and stuff can be done faster. Okay, good to know. Yeah, let's not even talk about that. I almost fell asleep at my desk this morning waiting for the stream to start. Or waiting till the time I could start my stream. Yeah. Gonna be a rough day today. I'm glad I manufactured yesterday. I don't have to do it today. But I have, didn't even show anyone. I have 1, 2, 3, and there's another tray in the dryer still of boards I need to test today. Yay! Hey Flynn, he's having an awesome morning. Fantastic, I'm really glad to hear. Give him a hug and a kiss from me, please, Yuz. And say thank you, I'm glad. Finish the coffee. Oh, it's already cold, it's disgusting now. It wasn't cold, it was a bit more than warm at the start of the stream. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, okay. 38% and it's not even doing anything. It's vibrating right now. Anyway. Yeah. I'm on with 5 minutes 46 prepare time. But that's still 5 minutes 46 instead of 7:30. Why so long? Like everything it's doing right now, I don't need it to do. Like there should be a tick box that says bypass everything and just start printing. It should start printing from that purge line and do nothing else. Yeah, I mean it's printing now. But that was 7.5 minutes. That's just crazy. It's unnecessary. Yeah, for something like this, I'd absolutely turn off the LiDAR step. I don't need it. Like, I just want to... It's just a small part. It doesn't even need a level bed. Someone was saying earlier, so I missed it. I saw it go past and I meant to come back to it. Maybe it was it Johnny who mentioned that the printer was also slow to start printing. Was that you, Johnny? Or was that someone else? I'm looking back, but I can't see. Oh, I can see here that the XL is heavy. I thought someone said that the X1, that the XL was also slow. Maybe I missed that. Bed heat up time does take a while, even with, yeah. With gigawatts, with 1,000 gigawatts! My PS, your P1S doesn't have LiDAR, does it? I don't think so. Look at that go, look how fast that is. Motion blur, baby! Woo! I don't even know how that's going to translate into the stream, by the way. Like, it looks okay in OBS, but that could be not visible. I wish there was a zoom on the camera. I want to be able to zoom in and out. That would be cool. Hey Bitloony, there are checkboxes on the screen. Checkboxes. What? What do you mean checkboxes? You mean compression boxes? Artifacts? Is that what you're talking about? On free time you don't have, you should set up the streaming export function in the printer so you can embed the stream directly. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Really? I don't actually look at it much. You can turn off the individual. You can turn off the individual something on the touch display. Oh, they're already, oh right, the prepare steps. They're already off. On the touch display. Okay, I'll have a look next time. Oh, okay. Thanks. I didn't realize, I mean, I'm always sitting here when I start a print. Like occasionally I'll load a file that I know is already in the cache, whatever, on the printer to reprint something. Like if I'm, printing cases, I don't resend it every time, right? Like I'll go and just restart it, and I know there it comes up with some tick boxes, like you can turn off things, but I didn't think LiDAR or anything was one of them, but maybe it is, I don't know. Like I know that it sets the time-lapse camera on every time and other things, you can tick them off. I'll have a better look. Thanks Looney, I didn't realise. There's a lot of functionality on the touchscreen that I don't use that I could. But I generally group my prints, like I'll set up groups inside the print thing. Like if I was going to print these out, I'd group them into, what does it call them? Assemblies. I wasn't aware that if you make an assembly, you can't then turn an individual, you can't skip a part on the touchscreen. So the X1C has a really cool feature. I don't know if other Bambu ones do, but the X1C, if there's an issue on a part, you can actually tell it, you can touch on the screen, touch the part and tell it to skip it, and it'll no longer print that part. It'll print everything else, which is really cool, but it doesn't work with assemblies. And I didn't know that, and so I'd set up a whole bunch of assemblies, and I was printing stuff, and there was an issue. I could see there was an issue with one of the assemblies. It was warping on a corner, it was lifting, and I couldn't turn that part off because it was in assembly. And eventually, it like halfway through, it killed my whole bed. It killed because it knocked it and twisted it sideways, and it knocked some other parts over, and it was like 4 hours out of a 12-hour print, and I lost that 4 hours. I've had the X1 for a year and a bit. I don't know. I bought it. I ordered it once their campaign finished. I think maybe 2 weeks after the campaign finished, I ordered one. I didn't order one on the campaign. I wanted to see how the campaign went. No, sorry. A lie. I ordered one the week that everyone was getting theirs from the campaign, and people started commenting on their printers. I wanted to see what was delivered first. I wanted to see if the quality and the ones that people were getting were as good as the review ones, if that makes sense. Because there was a lot about the printer at the time that seemed way too good to be true. You know, how fast it was, how reliable it was, the print quality people were seeing. You know, I didn't trust it. I didn't believe it. So I wanted to see what people got. And then once people started getting them and printing and showing what they were printing, I had to wait one more week for the Australian store to come online, and then I bought one from the Australian store. I still had to wait like 4 weeks for it or something, or 6 weeks for it to get it. But yeah, I bought one then. Because I'll be honest, I've never found my Prusa Mark IIIs to be 100% reliable, and I found that getting the bed level and then keeping it level was impossible on the Mark IIIs. I had a Mark IIIs. I had a Mark IIIs that I bought pre-made from Prusa, so it wasn't a kit, so it came pre-calibrated at the factory. And I had a Mark III that I upgraded to a 3S that was on a kit that I originally had. Catch you later, Dave. Thanks for joining. Have a good night's sleep. And neither of my Mark III's ever printed reliably on the first bed level. Like it got to the point where doing the bed probing, it couldn't compensate enough for it. Anyway, whatever. But the X1, look, the X1C's been great. Apart from the failed components on mine, yeah, it was just the Prusas, they need constant care and calibration. I found, you know, you only get 3 or 4 prints out of it, and you have to recheck and recalibrate everything. The X1C is way more reliable, except for when parts fail. I've had a lot of electronic parts fail on mine. So this is finished, by the way. It's just pulling it back and it's going to drop down. I'll grab the part in a second. So we're going to get to see if this works pretty quickly, which is good. Oh, went flying. Okay. Did you okay. So here's the 2 parts. Let's okay. These are the 2 new parts. And let's just see if this actually goes on first. Hope it does. Might be a bit tight. No, that goes on. And can I get it off? Yeah. Oh, I mean it goes a bit flying, but okay. So let's. Oh no. Remember I said I didn't want to get this on. It's snap fit. I don't know if I'm gonna. Let's see if I can get this off again without breaking the posts, without breaking the pogos. Come on. Okay, that's the old one. So let's put this one on. Oh, that's a bit tight. Okay, that's never coming off ever again. Okay, so there's our pogos, there's our board. So, board goes under the corner. Probably got a bit too much leeway there, but that's okay. So it goes under the corner and we get the... Oh, I wanted to put elastic band on it. If I put elastic band now, I reckon it's going to be way too... I'm not going to put the elastic band on yet. I'm just going to... Okay, we need to plug this in. I need USB power so we can see when the board makes contact. Okay. Okay, so you'll see now if I push it down, see that? We get it lit up, right? That's our contact point. So, there we go. Look at that. Yay! And I don't even think I pushed that down all the way. Yeah, I did. So that's on. That's actually really cool. That worked better than I thought it would. Hey, Collinator. Should be the emerald. Oh, sorry. I can't read my glasses. Oh my god, S3. Yeah. Hey, Ray. It's noise. Hey, Technubilis. That actually works. And so getting it off, I mean, it'll become looser. You can see there that as soon as I start pulling it off, it disconnected. Can I get closer? Not really. Sorry. Sure it's focused. So, clamp down, turns it on, and you can work. There's you know, the only, oh, hang on. No, we've got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. We have a big problem. Has anyone spotted the problem about doing what we're doing right now? There was a reason. Oh, so I didn't get to explore with you all what I wanted to do as a clamp and where I was going to clamp it from. So I was going to clamp it from, exactly, no room for the side header pins. So I was going to clamp it from the end here, not from the side. It was going to be clamped from this end, and the hinge was going to be here, the thing that held it down, because it couldn't be from the side, because then you can't get to the header pins. Now we have a problem where we can't get to the header pins, and I didn't even think about it. See that? Look at the clamp. I can make it a bit thinner, but it won't help. I can solve this by, I'm glad I didn't order PCBs. I can actually move the header pins further out. I can redesign the board. So I can make the board a bit wider. It doesn't have to be that narrow, and I can move the headers further out. Oops. It's not a big deal. But, you know, like if someone, and it depends how people want to use this. So, where's some headers? Any headers? Come on, give me some headers. Here we go. So the plan was that people could put, you know, headers this way, if they wanted to, yeah? Or they might want to put headers this way and put it into a breadboard. Or they'd go female headers, I don't know, right? The whole point is to be able to interface with the pins. So if they did it this way, it would still fit. But if they do it this way, it won't. I'm pretty sure we have a problem. Yes, we do. Yeah, no, can't get the pins in. So that was why I wasn't going to clamp it from the side. Oh well. 40 minutes will never get back. No, this is good. I'll just change the PCB. As I said, I didn't order them. I could make the PCBs a few millimeters wider, you know, and move the headers out, no problem. This is currently the same size and shape as the carrier board, that's all. So, but it doesn't matter. Upload a new image on Discord. New image on Discord. A rotating, spinning. Again, it would have to scrape across the parts, I think, to Shippu. So Shippu thought of this. I don't like the idea of having to slide it across. I much prefer the idea of pushing down and up. I can't really make the case thinner, and the clampy bit, I mean, it could go higher up, but yeah, still.
Alan
it's been
Madsen
the way.
says, can't you just make the holes where the labels are and labels where the holes are?
No, because once the headers are in, you won't be able to read the labels. I really dislike when people put labels on things that can't be read, or don't put labels on things. The breadboard. No, but I don't know if people will be breadboarding, like, with it. Like, I wouldn't think a use case would be a breadboard. I would think a use case would be pins on here that you connect to with wires. Like, putting in a breadboard and then putting things on a breadboard, to me, like, yeah. And some people might just use this to flash. Like, instead of using one of the OMG USBs, like, this is just a good way to flash it, even without playing with the extra pins. With the DuPont headers installed, wide version, how do you have room to release the clamp? Yeah, I don't know. Well, so they're not high, but yeah, if there were wires there, yeah, maybe the whole thing just has to be a bit wider. My original idea was not to do the clamp this way, obviously, right? Do a 3-point contact, 1 top, 2 bottom corner. 1 top. I don't know what you mean by 3-point contact. But the idea of this is it's something that clamps it down. It's because they're Pogos, so it's got to be spring loaded. Look on Discord. Single print. Yeah, but stuff like that is going to break it. I think it's going to, like, you'll end up breaking. Point 1 is on USB. You're coming in late on this, so there's a lot of stuff we've already discussed. The thing that, like, a point like this that's holding it in can't be on that side, because you won't be able to get the board in without damaging the Pogos. Something can't slide in from this side, if that's what you mean. There's no clearance on here between that and the Pogos. So like they can't go that way. It has to be, and it needs to be pushed down at this end. That's the side that has to get clamped, which is why we chose here. And the corner, because we've got the matching network and the antenna there, right? There's not a lot of room to kind of play with here. This clamp thing's working really well though. I feel like there's So Pro Engineer did this, suggested this. The problem with this, the problem with this, and like Distribu's designed before, same thought of your current clamp at 90 degrees. But what's it clamping on? It can't clamp over the whole thing. It can't be from end to end. Hang on. It can't be from end to end. I can't cover. So there's LEDs. There's 2 LEDs and RGB LED. I don't want to cover the board so people can't see those things, right? Like there's far out. Hard to hold down with one finger like that. Transparent print, yeah, maybe. I was going to say to Matt, the problem with this is that'll break. Like, it's not flexible material. If I did it with PETG, it'd give it a bit more flex, I guess. But ultimately, I don't think, like, that won't be enough to hold it. It would have to be way more than that. And I think it's just going to be too hard to, like, it'll be too easy to print. Your first drawing, but the clip at the other end. Huh? Wait, I mean, what's... So Mike did this one. Again, that you need to flex this, right? I think that the flexing the 3D print is not the right way to go. If it's going to snap, especially like you saw how the press fit on this stuff together, like if you snap it and you got to pull this apart to print a new one to put it on, I think that's, I say these words with all respect, right? I think that's a bad design decision. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad design, right? But having stuff that requires flexible 3D print is just not, I think that's, I need to find something else as a solution, preferably than, you know, heavy-handed or not heavy-handed flexing and snapping and breaking and too many parts on this, Mike. Like this here, they're too brittle. Like that's gonna easily break. I think, like I add some flexible S-like shapes in there. His first drawing, but the clip at the end with the pogos. What? His first one had the clip at the end where the pogo was. I don't understand what you mean. But there can't be a clip. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to have it where you... No, I get it. I appreciate everyone offering ideas. 100%. I just, ideally, I want to not have a solution where people are trying to flex the 3D print to get something to fit and not fit and hold it down, if I can. The heavyweight sitting on top. Like this, what we've got now is perfect, except for the clearance on the pins. So the truth is, hang on, let me show you something. In terms of the clearance to get the clip off, I'm leaving the board out for the moment. If I just put this on, okay, like you don't need to grab from underneath like I did. You can actually just get it off from the top. I just pulled it off and on from the top, right?
Alan
And the more
Madsen
you
says,
use it,
can we set the PCB up close again?
I mean, that's as close as I can get at the moment. So this comes on and off without needing to touch the sides. I'm just grabbing from the top. Oops. Right? So I don't really need the clearance on the sides here to get it out. Hey Kieran, why don't you try build it into the Pogo pin mount? Try to build it into the... I don't know what you mean by the Pogo pin mount. The Pogos are soldered to a PCB. So I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe the opposite corner. No, you can't press on the ESP32. That's not where the Pogos are. The pressure needs to be at this end, not at this end. The flex. So pushing here doesn't do anything. Pushing here does. Sorry, the printer, I haven't had my coffee yet. No worries, all good. The printer... Well, that's what I was originally going to do, was have a clamp that came over from the back with the elastic bands that put pressure there, like that, and up. And you'd lift it up.
Alan Madsen says just a big brick on top.
Well, that's what Mike said. Right, but the lever's got to be attached to something. The spring lever's got to be attached to something, wagon loads, which is what my original idea was going to be. A little sliding window thing. No, it can't be sliding. Discussed that before, sorry. I don't want people sliding and scraping the 3D print across the top of the components to try to lock the board down. And that means that they'd have to hold it with their fingers and then push and slide it with their, and no, they'll knock off components, they'll damage the boards. It's got to be top down, it can't be sideways sliding. What's genius? Rubber band and bouncy ball. Call it a day. Bouncy ball. I mean, if you're just doing one of them, right? Let's see if we can get this. No. Oh, almost. Yep. Yeah, got it. 3 elastic bands. Shaman has already tested a 3D printed compliant mechanism like they use on those DIN rail hooks. Yeah, I don't want people to have to flex. That's the point. I think it's one thing when you've got a molded 3D a plastic molded part and you're flexing it, but not a 3D printed part. So rubber bands work. You know, yeah. that's like do you imagine the product photo for this super high tech Pogo programmer? Wow, hot glue. Yeah, just get a hot glue in place. Wait for the cat to sit on the box. Wish the USB wasn't there. I'm doing, what is it? Blue tack. Not good. I mean, it might work here. Yeah, no, blue tack would not a good thing. Also, blue tack melts. Not melt. When I say melt, it gets soft when it gets warmed up, and it gets stuck on things and doesn't come off easily. How tolerant is magnetics? Maybe you need an at the print and just whack. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Blue tack. Does it really? Does blue tack as in the normal blue, yeah. I didn't know it conducts. Did you see? Someone did a video I was watching yesterday. There's this new TPU by some company that they use that carbon black in it, and it's conductive TPU. How cool is that? You could do 3D prints that are conductive, like you can build circuits with 3D prints. Super high resistance though. But anyway, I thought that was really cool. Did you all see it? Did anyone see it? Let me see if I can find the video. It was very, it was even an okay video. But let me see if I can, let me find it. Because it was, I thought it was quite clever. History. Nope. Electric filament. Here we go. Copy link. Paste. By Lost in Tech. On Lost in Tech's channel. I'm not going to link on it now, but it's a conductive TPU. Mike's drawn something else. I'm not sure I understand. Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's too fiddly to do, Mike. I can't ask people to do that. Rubber band in a tower. No. The clip could clip on the inside of the box, not the outside. No, there's no room to clip it on the inside, and the guide needs, so as you can see, the Pogos are really close together, right? Like they electrically cannot get any closer than what they are. And so this outside shell is, let me see if I can focus it better on this. This outside shell is designed specifically to hold the OMGS3 perfectly in place. There's no place to clamp it from. And if the sides were much higher to allow clicking in the middle, yeah, it would have to be much thicker and much harder to get the board in. So think about it. If you had really high sides here, So if you had really high sides here, right where the pogos are, how would you get the board in? Like, you wouldn't be able to get the board in because and the sides would have to be still much thicker, so I'd still have to move the pins out because there wouldn't be enough room. So this would have to be thicker and taller. Section of it much taller to clamp in. And I think you're just as likely to damage or wreck the board or something trying to clip it in. I don't think the 3D printer tolerance is going to have enough precision to do that, like to do it that nicely. I think people would wreck it. Possibly. I don't know. I think people need to remember, look at the size of the thing compared to sound. Yeah, it's really tiny. Hey Aaron, how you doing? And these pogos are really delicate. And they're really expensive. Like these pogos are 22 cents US each, plus shipping. Like as in shipping these. Like you think, what's shipping going to be? That was $45 US to ship them because they had to come DHL, and that's the cheapest they do. These are 22 cents each because I didn't manufacture a million of them. As I said, these were custom designed, so they had to make a custom assembly system to build these for me. And even at a million of them, or not a million, I think what did she quote me? Was it? I think 50,000. They wanted, the minimum order quantity they wanted was 50,000, and that was like 11 cents each. And I told them I didn't really need more than 1,000, but I'd order 2,000. Anyway, they did 1,000 of them for 22 cents each. So, you know, there's a lot of pogos, a lot of cost in pogos here, and I don't want people to wreck them. No, it can't be held with a magnet. The magnet would have to go from the bottom through the PCB to the top. Not really an ideal way to do it. I just need something that it's annoying. I mean, maybe a thin clamp that goes from end to end instead. Instead of a cross, it goes end to end. But there's not a lot of place to clamp it on. Let's see if we can do a long clamp from end to end. How long are we going for? Almost 2 hours. That's okay. I've only got hundreds and hundreds of boards to test. Boring. Okay, if we had so this section here is to get the board out with your finger, but 3D printed device that screws down on top, but screws into what though? That's the problem. Right, so instead of doing this here, potentially it does it at each end, but there's nothing on this end to do it. So I'd have to make something on this end to do it, and it'd have to be, I didn't really want anything covering the antenna area, but if I have to, I will. Excuse me. Sorry, just a second. So I just got an email from Mauser. Okay, all good. I had to delay shipping some of their stuff because I'm out of PCBs. Okay, so if we did, let's copy this again. So we're at a new version. So because of the springiness of the thing, maybe we don't need this section here. So I can lift this. Need that to come across. Okay, so just bear with me a second. So if that went far out, fusion, center. Sorry, Aziz, light. I hate when it does this. It loses its center, and I won't rotate around the center anymore. So if that was brought over here with a join, and actually, only what are we talking about tardigrades? What? I swear this only started doing more than off. Doing what? When it loses its center? I love the fifth element. Love the fifth. I've said it so many times. I'm actually thinking that okay, just that. I want to extrude that to there. Join. Okay. So, and then, look, not ideal in terms of the, it's going to have to go over the antenna, but maybe we can, if that clips there, and it's a shame that these things are, I'm going to have to do that again here and here. Yeah, okay. Which one was it? With the... Which one had the... No? That one. Right. I think I can copy that. If I go... New... Create sketch. If I paste, is it gonna let me paste? No. I want that. Why won't it let me copy that? I want to copy it, then flip it. Whatever. Okay, I can't do that. Let's just do it again. Remember to like and subscribe. Yay! SP32 multipass. Corbin Dallas. What did I just do? I didn't mean to end it. I meant to click that. Okay, so here we go again. We're gonna wait. No, what was it? What did I do? It was 1.6, 180. God. And then I don't know, 4. I'm just guessing. Um, 31.9. I want this to be the same height. Come on. Okay. So if that's our top clamp, no magnets. Forget magnets. Magnets are not... No, we don't want magnets. Firstly, I don't want to have to source magnets. I don't want to have to glue in magnets. I don't want to have to... Like every step that I do that adds a level of extra manual thing I need to do, increases the price of the product for people. So if this can be solved without magnets and without, you know, whatever, and just basic 3D prints that clamp together, that is the way we want to go. 100%. Keep that in mind. Like, we want it to be simple. Simple wins the day, always. 135. What is it? Stepping, okay. So, I mean, that's not clamping down, but that might be okay. Right, and we're going to be careful here though that the base, see it sticks up. We need to make sure that there's enough room there. No. So if we still do the clip thing, I don't think we've got a millimeter. Do we have a millimeter? No, have to be 0.5. 19. So I'm just adding the little finger clippy, but you're not going to get your finger in there, right? That's a problem. Let's see if we make it smaller. Just a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. 0.25. I can always make this not stick up as far, but then it doesn't hold it together as well. Watching the stream makes me realise I need to spend more time in Fusion. Get better keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, I actually need to get better with remembering to right click to get my context menu up and do stuff, because that's also pretty cool, but I just don't do it, and I should. Okay, so we have this. So what we want to do, like before, is I'm going to cut out, well, actually no, before we cut it out, we should actually work out where we want our clip to be. Okay, we want this to be a new body. And maybe there. So that was 9. Yeah, we need to Yep. Turn it off. Actually, no, we can leave that on. As I said, I really don't want it to cover the antenna, but we're not really going to have much of a choice. How wide is that? That's 4 millimeters wide. I think it's going to have to be, I think that's too narrow. Make it 5 millimeters wide. And we need to make it as high as the last one. So, bring it up to there. And that there. Okay, so that's what we had before in terms of its height. And now we need a clamp on. Okay, so almost there. We're going back. It was minus 9.2. That's to cut it. And now we want extrude minus 4, and that's should be a join, but it's not 4, it's 3.8, because we want a little bit of leeway. So there are our clamp things, and now I need to cut in here. Oops. Finish. Hello. -0.2. Printer clear, problem solved. No, it's not about the clear. Yeah, the context menu is really laggy sometimes, and sometimes things are buried deep in it. Deeper, like 3 levels deep. But, I mean, it's a very complex program, if you think about it. Like, it's insane, all the things it can do. And that it's all pretty much non-destructive. -0.2. Although, I gotta say, the new versions of FreeCAD are starting to look a bit better. Rubber band tap. What is Mike done? In Discord? What the? What? What is this? Yeah. You put there's motors. They flick the sticks and hold it down. That's really funny. View the Reddit link. No, I don't want to view the Reddit link right now. I'm sorry, I need to get this focus on this. Okay, so they're the 2 clamps. So the clamp would go there, right? Same as the other one. Slide on and hold it. Let's try that. Let's print. Should we print these ones out? Is it time to make another coffee? Does anyone need a toilet run or anything? We should call this one top clamp 2. Top 2. Let's save these. Let's put it in the right spot this time. That would be helpful. S3, OMG, Pogo board. Okay. Top 2. And clamp 2. And see, I'm right clicking on it and no context menu comes up. You see this? It's a Mac issue, I think. No one cares about the Mac. See that? Now I click on it and it comes up. It's like really frustrating. The replace with SGL clamp 2. Oh, right, except that's going to be there, and this one, replace with SGL. Wait, where's top 2? Oh, I had it turned off, so it didn't save. I hate when it does that. Save as top 2. Actually, I didn't get rid of the other things on the side. That's okay, I'll leave them for now. Okay. Slice. Catch you later, Dale. Enjoy your food. Okay, now the print time's slightly more than the other. Okay, print. Go. Okay, that's starting. Does anyone need a toilet break? A Vim mode play. Yep, no. Pass. You can pick which parts it presses on by placing the rubber. Oh, the rubber band? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Right now, I don't know where it's going to push down on. But you got to remember the bottom of this has been designed. Get the flat inside here, right? It's designed that no matter what, I'll unplug it. When it's pushed down, no matter where the pressure is from, oh, the LED lit up for a second because of the cap. It will always, oh, I forgot about that corner, shit. It'll always level off because of that bit supporting it underneath, right? So, as long as there's pressure somewhere, it will flatten itself out because of this base here. Hope that makes sense. Check the checkbox. There isn't any. How? I'll look. One sec. There's no checkboxes. There's no checkboxes. There's only a checkbox when you reprint. If when you reprint it comes up with 4 checkboxes you can change. No, there's not too late. Like, it goes straight to this print screen as soon as it uploads. There's no checkboxes on it. Unless I have to click on something to get to those checkboxes. There's the checkboxes that appear when you tell it to, when it finishes and you tell it, you say you want to reprint it, it pops up with 4 checkboxes. But I'll do some research on it, but I don't think, yeah. I know that there's printer options. Like I could have, oh, hang on. I probably could have turned off first layer inspection. Right, that might speed it up. But I'm just going to leave it now. Like it's already starting up. Whatever, just let it go. So in the previous position, the original clip pressed down on the components on the end. Pogo goes now, the clip appears to, it will foul the, not press down on the other components. Right, so on that, my original idea, Aaron, being like you have on the other side. So the idea on that was I don't actually want the 3D print to be pushing down the board. My idea was to have enough clearance that you put an elastic band around it and the elastic band pushes down on the component. So you've got that bit of flex. Does that make sense? And so I might have to give more clearance on the clip, but that's okay. Like I just want to see if this clips in strong enough and if it, you know, if it's going to break or not. 5 minutes prep time. Okay. Well, 5 minutes is better than 7.5 minutes, for sure. So yeah, this clip, well, I'm pretty sure that this will be fine. Like, I don't know if this will push down enough or not. Like where the OMGS3 is sitting here right now is in its completely pushed down position, which it really can't get to. So where it should actually be sitting before it's pushed, right? That's when it's touching the inside plate, which you can't see anymore because I've closed that edge off. But where it would normally be sitting before it's pushed down, and forgetting that the corner here would be clamped, it'd be sitting kind of up here, right? Or even a bit higher. And that corner's clamped in already, which means it's sitting up at the pogo end. So when the clip comes down, it's pushing the pogo end down, not the antenna end. If that makes sense? The relief in the body you have on one side. Huh? Does that make sense? So this corner is in, which is not where the pogos are. So it's sitting, let's go here. Very hard to put something small, but so this goes in. You see, this is sitting up. So if I do it without it falling out, I don't know if I can do it without it falling out. It's a bit hard to see, but right. So it's sitting up at the component end. So as the clip comes in, it's going to be putting pressure on this end to straighten it because it's already down at that end. Does that make sense? So I don't think that clip's going to be putting pressure here. It's going to be putting pressure here because that's sitting higher. Thanks to Shipu. Thanks for your help. and your suggestions, much appreciated. Furniture leg sticks. What? Furniture leg stickers. Oh, stickers from IKEA. But sticks. I'm going, what? However, double check whether PCB pegs go in to retain the body. The new end, it doesn't have the relief peg. It does have the relief peg. What? What do you mean? Nothing changed with the relief. That's still there. Here. That's still there. The only thing that changes the clip. And there was a gap at the back to flick the board out. So on the original, so this was from my test jig version. The original one has this gap at the back here. You might be able to see, and that's for getting it out of the test jig. Here's the test jig. So you see that there? It's in the test jig, right? It's clamped down. I flash it, and when I lift it up, right, just to get the board out, there's that gap there. That's gone. That gap now, because that doesn't work anyway because that corner is holding it in. One side has relief in the body on the end where the peg goes through to hold the body. What do you... No, you're not making sense. I don't... Relief. What do you mean? Mechanism for the test jig is so much better. Going to hard... Right, but the test jig uses these, right? So, totally different scenario. And this is for testing, you know, hundreds, thousands of boards on and off. It's not really great for holding one board there to develop on. I mean, you can, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to come up with something that does similar, that doesn't require something big and bulky like this. Yeah, you're not making sense, Aaron. I don't get it. The round peg that retains the body down. One has a relief. But are you talking about this? Hang on, oops. I think you're imagining something that is there for something that doesn't matter. Are you talking about this? If you're talking about this, it's just because that's not going to run afoul. They're exactly the same. Both these ends are exactly the same. It's just that this hole eats in more than this one. Right, because this one has clearance. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, because I extruded that along. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes, you are right. Okay, you're saying relief. Right, penny dropped. Okay, yeah. So that'll be a problem with the print, but getting into the thing, that's easily fixed. Yes, so what Aaron's talking about is this bit. This wasn't extruded over before. I didn't know what you meant by relief. It was clearance. It's clearance. It's not relief. It's clearance. But yes, clearance here is required. For next print. But if this works, I just need to know. Oh, did not like that. It's actually smaller than the other one. 0.3, most will do. Okay. I can still test this, because I can test it just with the clamp over the top for now. We thought it would be super cool. Let's call that number 3. Okay, save it. Come on, printer, print. 83%. This will be good enough that I can test it. No, I'm not machining them. No. No. Printing, 3D printing. 3D print all the things. 5 back to the rubber band. Lunar eclipse in 1 minute? Really? What? 5 in Lego. I don't think they make Lego smaller. I didn't know there was a lunar eclipse coming. That's very cool. So for those who didn't catch it yesterday, my OMGS3 and my Feather-S3 Neo are now on Mouser. Mouser got them up really quickly, which is amazing. Last time they took a few weeks. 3 weeks or whatever to get new product up. Hey Yaz, back. Yazzy's back. But yeah, they've got my OMG. Well, they're not in stock. They're available. It's kind of weird the way Mouser works. I think it. Let me just wait. I need to. Webpage. Mouser. Doesn't matter. Aussie one doesn't matter. But so I go unexpected maker. Let's go do the United States listing. So here's all my product that's on Mouser, and so all these are expected. These are all the ones I'm working on right now. So, and on order. Why is that doesn't say expected? Weird. So they've got here OMGS3, and it's got non-stocked. But that just means that they're not in stock. Right? That's misleading. That's like they don't sell them. Here's a listing, but we don't sell them, right? Hang on. Can everyone read that? But what that means is we just don't have any in stock. And so the first person that orders, if someone orders like 2 of them, then Mouser will order a bunch, I don't know, 20 or whatever. And then that person will get their 2 and then they'll have stock, right? That's what all this stock is. And once it's been in stock, then it goes into, if they're out of stock, it goes into expected. But this makes it look like they don't stock them because it's not stocked. But they do. Just not in stock yet. Which is really, it's bizarre. And it's, I wish it didn't work that way. Because I can't imagine how many people would go and look at this and go, hey, I've only got 1 left. That, hey, I'm going to go buy OMGS3s from Mouser. And then go, oh, they don't sell them, right? And so that they don't buy them, they don't order them because they don't know they can order them because it says non-stocked. I wish it didn't say that, is my point. But anyway, the print finished. Let's go get the print. Pop, 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 pop. Okay. Here we go. I've changed the silicon packs twice, but Peter Homan brought me in. He printed for me a whole bunch of those, that mod that you put them inside between the reels with the loose silica grains or whatever they're called. And you fill them up with those, and apparently that works way better. So I've got that on my floor over there. I haven't installed it yet, but I'm going to install it. Okay, so, nope, that one. So here's the new bits. The new bits. So let's see if they clamp on first. They do, as expected. I just don't know how long they'll last. I might have to supply, and it might be harder to get off. Yeah, I think it's going to be much harder to get off. There's much more pressure there now, but maybe a screwdriver can get it out. Like, that's going to be much harder to grip and get off. Yeah, you can't get it off this way. Not like you could the other one. So I think that's going to be much harder. But I don't even know if I can get this off now without breaking it. Oh, one end. Come on. I don't want to break the pogos. If I slip and I twist, I'll snap the pogos off. Okay, I need something I can lift that with. Here's a non-usable clamp that I made that I can maybe get it off with. Which end is thinner? Come on. Gently, gently. That's really press fit. I press fitted that so well that it won't come off. Thin ruler, maybe. Also, I don't want to rip the components off the board. That would be bad. Flat screwdriver. Jeez. That ain't coming off. Sorry, I'm trying to do it under camera, but let me just do it away from the camera so I can actually see what I'm doing. Wow. That is a really good press fit, Sion. Really good press fit. Let's see if I push down on it. Try to lift it. Far out. I've got my printer dialed in so well. Okay, got it off. Did I wreck the pogos? I hope not. So, let's put this new one on, maybe. And it's probably so... Yeah, I don't even know if it's going to fit. Anyway, let's... See, it went on anyway. See, false alarm. Aaron, it went on. It won't ever come off again. But it went on. So, plug it in. Board. And we're going to want to clip it from this side. Let's see if it wasn't. If it was not on a clip but a hinge on that side? I don't know how that would work. I mean, that's working. I mean, it's a little blocking the charge LED from that angle, like from this angle when I'm looking at it. But that works. The question is getting it off again. Now, getting it off is easy if you use a screwdriver. Flick. But I think I can do something that hangs off this end to clip it off. I think I can modify this clip to work better, to come off easier. 100%. But this works. Oops. Yeah, I just don't know how intuitive it is. And where's it pushing? I can't even tell where it's making contact. Hang on, I'm just going to unplug it. Where's it making? It's making contact on the charge IC, actually. Wow. Should we look under the microscope? Let's look under the microscope. I don't know if it's going to be in focus. Just want to show you where it's potentially touching. Is that in focus? Close enough? Hopefully that's in focus. I can't see my screen. But it looks like it's touching... Oh, it's the cap. It's actually being held on here by the cap. There's actually clearance on the ESP32 and on the antenna. Oh. No, it might be touching the antenna. But it's this capacitor here that seems to be holding it down. See, if you look here, there's definitely clearance. There's definitely clearance under the ESP chip. So this is okay. So if this stuck out here to grab and lift it off on this end and on this end, oops, where I've got clearance, then I don't have to worry about getting under here. Oops. I don't have to worry about getting it under here to get out. I hope that makes sense. But I think this works. This is a, I think we have a solution here that doesn't require any type of lever or spring or complex elastic band structure to give it tension. And I can make this clip as big and bulky as I need. It doesn't really matter, as long as it clips in, and I can always supply it with a couple of them, right? So if one of them wears out from in and out, I can just ship it with a couple. Big deal. So it's a small amount of printing. Just make it like an H to tap into each end to press on an H. Yeah, but it's got to be something that doesn't snap. Also, this is really tight. Like, I reckon I could improve the tolerance on this a bit and make it easier to get on and off the clip. Because like you can see, just by if I spring it off now, it's going to go flying. Wow. So that went about, it went so far, it actually hit my wall and stopped. But it's 2 meters away. It would have kept going. So that's way, like I can give it a, it can be a little bit looser and be easier to get on and off, I think. But that works great. I think we have a solution, everyone. Thank you so much for all of your input and help. I did say I was going to launch something, but it's going to be the clip. It's not going to be the, although I guess if we put elastic band around the OMGS3 to the clip and then clipped it in, when you clip it out, it could launch the OMGS3 into space, maybe. I don't know what's lighter. I think the clip is heavier than the OMGS3 with my expert measuring hands. Sorry. God, I'm in a weird mood. Yeah. So we have a winner. We have a solution. And I don't have to redo the boards. So now all I need to solve is the little freaking soldering jig. Soldering jig. 'Cause, like, I'm not going to pre-solder the Pogos. This is all going to come in pieces. I'm not going to assemble these. If I have to assemble them, they're going to cost way too much. I was saying, who was it? Who was here the other day? Oh, was it Peter?
Chad has disconnected.
Or Chris, right? Chris. Anyway, whatever. I was saying, I was actually soldering the Pogos on at the time. I think it was Peter. Anyway, and I said, no, it was Chris. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who it was. The point was, I said, like, these things are going to sell for like, I don't know how much they're going to be, by the way. I haven't priced them. That's not the point. But let's say they're going to sell for like $20 in pieces. But if you want me to pre-solder the Pogos, they're going to be $199 each. If I have to solder the Pogos for everyone, $170. And even then, that's it'd be $1,000. I don't want to solder everyone's Pogos. No. But with the jig, like everyone should get to experience soldering these really tiny little Pogos on. You don't understand how little and thin they are. They are really insane little Pogos. Honestly, they're 1 millimeter thick. And the pins that go into the thing are 0.4 millimeters that go into the PCB. Like they are really tiny. Like when I take them out, stick them in bags, and I lose one and they go flying, like I'm this little tiny, they're like little grains of gold sand everywhere. Oh, they're not gold, gold color, whatever. I'm just waffling now. I think we're going to end the stream here. Be interested to see which LLC would charge. Well, they wouldn't. They won't assemble them. They don't have the Pogos. They can't assemble them. These are totally custom. These Pogos are designed by me, and I got the company to make them to my spec. So, yeah. But this is really close. This 3D print is really... I can actually assemble a board. Can you send... I can't send JLC a bunch of these and ask them to solder them in, and you won't get back what you ask for. They won't be straight. No chance. This is really close. This is really close. People could solder them with this thing I made already, but I think I can get it better. I think I can get it better, and I can get it easier. If I can alleviate 10 to 20% more frustration from people when they're soldering these things, I think it'll be better. And if I can get it perfect, if I could make a perfect jig, maybe I'd consider soldering them for people. Because soldering is really quick. Once they're all lined up, once they're all in here lined up and you've got it in the board, like it's actually sitting in there, you're literally just drag soldering. You drag soldering over the points. It's really quick. The soldering side takes, no joke, 30 seconds. It's getting them all in and getting them all exactly the right height and all of them perfectly straight to line up to then get them into the holes, right? That's what takes time. But if I can get perfectly milled holes, and I'm going to do it in, I'll start doing it in ABS. I've got sheets of ABS there. I'm going to try doing it in ABS first. I know it's still plastic, but it'll have a much higher temperature resistance than PLA. And I'm likely to not go through as many drill bits doing it in plastic. I'm going to try that first. And the other option is I pre-print a whole bunch of these with, like this has got a guide on one side. Let me just go back to here. I know I said I was going to end, but not yet. So this has got a guide on this side that goes there. Oh my God, you can't even see it. Right, it's just a guide. But it really needs a guide on that side as well. Right, to have it, straight and aligned, and it should stick through a bit further and whatever. So I don't want to mill this shape out of them all. I don't want to be milling one at a time. What I might do is pre-print all of these as blanks without any of the slots or holes, right? Just with the pegs. And then I can mill each one of these. So I could 3D print a bunch of these in ABS or ASA, and then like make just a holder that I can stick 10 of these at a time into a plate, into the vise on the mill, and then mill all the holes, drill all the holes through. Tie string through the hole and tether it. Yeah, not possible. Did you miss the point where I said that the tip, the pin on the Pogo that has to go in, that has to be soldered into the thing, is 1 millimeter high and 0.4 millimeters in diameter. And it's got to go into a hole that's 0.5 millimeters. So how are you connecting a bit of string or tether to it and then pulling it through? And how's that solderable? Yeah, no. The solution is a jig. So this one here, yeah, all these, they were not done with a jig. This first lot I did, and these ones here, they were done by me by hand. But as I said, I have a lot of experience doing pogos. So it took me a little bit of time to get them in a solderable position, but I did all that without a jig. But if I'm going to ship these unsoldered, I need to supply a jig for people. The chips and milling might even make this challenging, but I think you've got a good bit of legwork done already. Yeah, I think the drilling this will be okay. Well, there's no... I mean, if it's going to be plastic, there's no chips, no hard chips or whatever. But yeah, there could be an issue of the melted plastic on the drill bit because they're really fine. But it's a 24K spindle, so super fast drilling, super fast speed. So it should be okay. I hope it'll be okay. But if it does melt it as it's drilling, that could be a problem. And I might have to do it in Korean or something else, a different material. I don't know. I'll work it out. But I think this is a good time to end the stream. Go get another coffee, get some breakfast, start testing boards. Fast spindle drilling plastic equals more melting. You have to go slow and drill and the plunge. Oh, really? Okay. I thought higher speed was less chance of breaking the bit. Slower speed, more chance of breaking the bit. Okay, but I can definitely go slower. Like, not a problem. I know. Like, I'll try it, but I've got to wait for the collet. So I need to either get a collet off Peter if he's still around, or whatever. I'll ping him later. He's probably gone off to work, or I've ordered collets. I mean, I've got all the sizes here in the metric ones, but I don't have in the imperial. So I've got collets coming, but they're probably not coming for... they might be here next week, but I really want to get this done. I really want to... like, there were a bunch of people that have bought OMGS3s already. I was really hoping to have this kind of ready before I released the OMGS3. Just because the cost of shipping is so high that, you know, for people to have to go and now grab another one of these and pay shipping again, like, it makes me feel bad. I know it's not my fault, I don't control the shipping prices, but, like, yeah. Anyway, experience with the grooves on plastic, spin the bit slow and plunge real slow. Yeah, plunging slow. Also peck, yeah, up and down. Yep, got that. Yeah, what size is it? I have an ER11. ER16 1/8 inch collet is what I need. You need to get a new computer, Wagon Loads. You get, or something, or new internet. You get lots of issues with YouTube on yours for some reason. Maybe it's just my stream. I don't know. Someone at Google doesn't like you, or doesn't like me. I don't know, or both of us. Who knows? Yeah, I'll have to experiment. I'll experiment with, I mean, I've got a lot of different sizes, right? I need, it's the 1.1 millimeter ones I need. Assuming that it does an accurate drill, I've got a lot of other sizes I can experiment with that if I break them, not a big deal. And as I said, I got these next day, $8 a packet. I can always buy more. And once I know the exact size I need, I can actually just buy that size. I can just buy a bunch of them, not a big deal. Maybe because Sion is technically in the future compared to most of us. Yes, I'm technically in the future. I'm technically many other things as well. I'm going. Bye everyone, thanks for your help, I appreciate it. All your suggestions on different designs. I never would have gone with this clip idea had I have not streamed about it, so thank you very much. Much appreciated. Have a great week everyone, and will I use them also in PCBs? They are fine to use. I know, I'm worried about the melting of the plastic bit, not the damaging the bit thing. Does that make sense? Also, I have a lot to drill. Like I might have to end up drilling, there's 9, 18, 25 holes per thing. Like I might end up drilling thousands of holes, right? I don't know. Yeah, I've got air, so I'll do air on it. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Really going. Catch ya. Have a great week.